Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you, and today I'm talking about The Invisible Man, released last night from Universal Studios, directed by Lee Whannell, and starring Elizabeth Moss. This is, of course, a reimagining of H.G. Wells' classic novel, which you should read. Really good book. I definitely remember liking it when I read it as a kid, and I love the Claude Rains film, as well as, the kind of silly pseudo remakes they did in the 90s and 2000s with Memoirs of an Invisible Man comedy and the slasher Hollow Man starring Kevin Bacon. Um, I honestly enjoy both those movies more than this one. This is the whole setup here is after it's really, in all honesty, a terrific opening sequence where we see this woman going through this great elaborate escape. Uh, this really intense sequence of her just trying to get out of the house, going through all these different security things, and we see his lab to get the hint that he's some kind of optical scientist, optical engineer. Shortly after she escapes her very abusive boyfriend, very manipulative and uh, 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 deranged boyfriend, she apparently he kills himself and leaves her $5 million in his will. Um, she starts to see she's staying with a friend at his friend's place who's in his with his teenage daughter. The guy's a cop, and her sister's involved. But things start happening. No one believes her. She starts to suspect that he's still alive. He's perfected his Invisible Man shit, and he's trying to drive her crazy and frame her for something awful, which of course is what's going on. Um, like I said, I like the opening sequence of the film. I like how the film tries to do its own thing instead of just redoing the old Claude Rains film. Um, but like Hollow Man, I think it's too much of a victim of its time. Trying too hard to play into modern tropes. That's why we got so many long scenes of her just walking through a room, listening to creaks and cracks. I've gone before. I don't like that kind of. That's not scary. It's not. That's not intense. It's not suspenseful. That's just killing, stretching your film out, making sure it gets to the 90-minute mark. Like you take a movie like The Nun. If you cut out all the scenes of that film of people just wandering in the dark, listening to weird noises, you'll have a 13-minute movie. um, yeah, what I really didn't like about this movie was I didn't like how the first hour of the film really is patient and deliberate, and that so much I didn't mind, even though I had problems with the utter lack of character development for anybody. I'm sitting there going, okay, what's the connection to this person? Who's that person? Why are they doing it? How they get involved? Just had a really bad, there's a really bad job of letting you know who these characters are and how they're connected and involved with each other. Other than just here's a person in the film potential body count. Um, Even our main character Elizabeth Moss, here's the talk of her being an architect and all this kind of stuff. We never see it. It's a one note performance, just constant extreme face acting. Uh, I didn't like the character who played her sister. Um, I didn't like that character at all. Just one note bitchy character. I thought the performance was just ugh, rubbed me the wrong way. And there was a scene about halfway through the film that really just bothered me, kind of irritated me. Where they go out to a restaurant. It's something simple as you go to a restaurant and they're very rude to their waiter, and the movie plays it for laughs, and that just rubbed me the wrong way. That just treat people in this. You should treat people in the service industry with fucking respect. They're waiting on you. Especially the particular sequence in this movie, they treat the waiter like he's bothering them and interrupting their conversation. So sorry, but they're wasting his time, wasting his table, sitting there ordering fucking water and bitching about their ex-boyfriends. It bothered me. It just bothered me, kind of put a taste in my mouth. Um, I didn't like the it had, like I said, it takes this pace. It takes so long to kind of get to the reveal that Griffin is alive and he is an Invisible Man. To then just it goes through story points at like breakneck speed. There's no time to digest anything after that because they just rush through everything else in the film. Uh, and Probably the biggest problem with the film was the Invisible Man himself. I'm gonna spoil things here for you, but in this, the Invisible Man is a guy in a suit. A guy who's built a suit to manipulate the light around him to make himself appear invisible. Um, to me, that sucks. That Superman, the Invisible Man, isn't some fucking half-assed third-tier Spider-Man villain with a super suit. He's a mad scientist who developed a formula that is irreversibly turns him into an invisible man. And the longer he's exposed to this, the more deranged, paranoid, and violent he becomes. That's the story. That's the character. And there is no character for Adrian Griffin in this film. We don't see any of the backstory of his manipulation of the girl, or supposed manipulation and mistreatment of his sister. He has no monologues or anything like that while he's the Invisible Man. He has absolutely no character whatsoever. And considering after the brilliance, I mean the iconic, the fucking landmark movie star making performance of Claude Rains in the original film, and excellent work from Kevin Bacon 20 years ago, I thought that was just you don't use the Invisible Man. He's a great character. It was baffling to me. And I was, in the end, I got to give this movie 2 stars. I was really disappointed in it, even though I thought it looked really good and certain suspense things were played out very well. But at the same time, I was not invested in the characters or the story. Didn't really care what happened to any of these people. And I just thought it wasted its source material, its potential. The Invisible Man deserved better, but I guess it's still better than Tom Cruise's Mummy movie. Anyhow, what y'all think of it? Because it's out there making money, so what y'all think about it? Let me know. I should be getting to my third installment of Bond by Bond, Roger Moore, and even though it's sleep day, I got behind again with the move and everything. I never got around to shooting or even watching anything for my retro review for this month. So I'm another month behind on those, so I'll just try to make it up to you later. Anyhow, I hope y'all like this video. Like, share, subscribe if you want to. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.